She's in the room.
Okay.
Having a great. What's happening, man? Johnny Garcia, what's up, man? Troops, what is it? Big Bad. I see ya. Today is a couple things. We're gonna be adding a couple of new moderators today. In celebration of Juneteenth, we adding 2 moderators today. And the way we gonna decide, is everybody's gonna nominate. Matter of fact, we're gonna keep it simple. By the end of this live, you guys are gonna decide. Only thing I'm gonna say is I prefer that they be number one, regular residents of the Dirty Nation. Not just no pop up, like people that really pop up and in tune with what's going on with the Dirty Nation. As you can tell, with the exception of a couple of hiccups, I did pretty good. Selecting a wrench mob. But now I think it's time y'all decide. Really what I want to do is I want the moderators to decide one. And I want the Dirty Nation to decide the rest, the other one. You want to be a person that contributes. But anyhow, so today is y'all will not forget this day. Y'all will not forget this day. Simply because if you did not watch the video yet, and the lighting is not good, so you're not going to be able to tell. But if you did not watch the video yet, right there's a black man hanging. And that's the crowd that's watching him. So if y'all got a $20 bill in your pocket, or you're unfortunate to be a millennial and don't carry cash, well, if you got a 20, look at it. See that? That's a light. But on top of that light is somebody hanging. See that? So y'all remember the day. So the thing is, things of the old that be right in our face, that represent oppression, right in our face that need to be out of there. Just like that statue, just like every statue, because it's gonna transpire to other races too. Because there's a lot of signs of Native American dominance too. They've been fighting that shit for years. They've been trying to get the Redskins sign up out of there. I think in Atlanta they did away with the tomahawk. The I think they did away with that. But there's hella Indian injustices around us. They still got Thanksgiving right in their face. You know what? In order to start anew, you gotta tear down the past. So if you ain't never tore down the past, that means you ain't addressed it. It's just like if you in a relationship. You gotta get rid of all that shit from the last relationship. All that shit. So you can come anew and be right for the next one. Whatever one you plan to be in. So you right. You gotta get rid of that old bullshit that you was on or she was on so you can come anew. So let's look at it as society or life or teachings. You gotta get rid of all that shit. How the fuck a person supposed to grow up and feel free, but every morning at Boston Square Park, he walking by this statue of this black man kneeling and this white man standing over him. How he supposed to feel he free? Well, he could ignore it, of course. He could ignore it. But still, that's right there. That's a sign right in your face. So if you want these kids to grow up and have a honest, fair shot, free from opinions of people from decades ago, then you gotta remove them opinions from them people from decades ago. Shit. That's what I feel. I'm not a politician. I'm just calling it how it is. Calling it how it is. That's crazy though. The Vinte, right in our face. The American Vinte. Some people ain't ready for the real, Ivan. Some people are not ready for the real because that means you gotta re-examine everything you was taught and where it came from and why you do it. And why you do it. Some people ain't ready for that. Hey, good afternoon, smoking. And I'm gonna tell you why. That's like telling somebody that fought all their life in the military, gave all their life, and then to tell them that they was fighting for the personal greed and gain of one person, and they got bullet holes, shrapnel in them, missing limbs, loved ones dead. You got all of that shit, and you tell a person that he did it for nothing. What? He's not ready for that conversation. He's not ready for that conversation. Cancel culture is real. Cancel culture. Yeah, well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but I can tell you the first thing that pops in my mind when you say cancel culture. So a lot of to me, cancel culture is what happened when people decided that they wanted to bring their religion to another country that already had a culture. When they decided they wanted to bring their religion to a country that already had religion in place, they felt their religion was better, so they canceled their culture and gave them theirs. I ain't going into that though. Cause this not that type of party. we know, we know, we know. Did you say it was by the light? What light? Did you say it was by the light? I smoke a lot of weed. I forgot. Quakers. Quakers is getting up out of there. Quakers is getting up out of there, as well as Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben didn't make the cut. He had to go too. So Ain't Your Mama, Uncle Ben, and Quaker had to go. They not making the cut. They about to come anew. Either they about to get rid of the name altogether, or they changing the pictures. They tried to change Ain't Your Mama over the years. They took her bonnet off and gave her a little whip to do, and she still didn't make the cut. So rest in peace, Ain't Your Mama, Uncle Ben, and Quaker, whatever his name was. Quaker looked like a Ben too, though. Hey, Dirt, I don't comment much, but I have been following you for a minute. I liked your videos of the rappers in prison songs. That's the real talent you posted there. Um, how are you gonna be escaping places only to do it again? This is some fire weed. That's what this is. I forget the name of it. So let me think. I'm thinking. How are you going to be escaping something, move to another place, and do it again? That means it was in you already for top. That means it's in you. And I think that you're looking from one aspect. So let me give you another one. This man is a hustler. He's good at what he do. He know how to set up shop, get it cracking, get it rolling. And he's successful with no drama. Pull up in your city, set up shop, everybody happy. All of a sudden, the haters start to come. The haters start to come. So it gets to be too bad for you. So you literally gotta run. You gotta go. It wasn't nothing bad for you, but you gotta go. So next thing you know, bam, you run to another place, you set up shop, you do it again. That's how you escape from one spot, set up shop, and do it again. Let's see. Johnny said, I'm looking and I can't see somebody hanging on top of the light. And then also you have to know the symbolization of those times. So get a magnifying glass if you got to. I know I got 2020. 2020 and I'm a skeptic. 2020 vision and I'm a skeptic. So I wasn't going for no bullshit. I'd have been like, yeah, right. Come on, come again. Thank you, come again. But this one I couldn't question. I mean, this one I couldn't stand by it. I had to rock with this one. That's just too much, especially when we're in a day and age of awakening. Again, that's all this motherfucker shit does. Wake up, then they try to put us back to sleep. Then we wake up, they try to put us back to sleep. Then we wake up, and put us back to sleep again. This time, we don't need to go back to sleep. Kyrie made a valid point on sitting out because the owners will expedite their funds and influence to make concessions. I mean, they try to do it hella fast and start making their money back. You know what? You right. It's no one's job to wake you up, but at the same time, if there's people out there that have given their lives and sacrificed to wake you up, shit, it's my job to stay woke then. Motherfuckers been giving their lives. George gave his lives to wake people up. George gave his lives, and that ain't the only George. Next month we celebrate George Jackson. But that's the world we live in, though. Knowledge, you have to go find that shit. Cause every motherfuckers ain't gonna give it away free. And then the knowledge that they give away free might be something that they already used and knew and already. So then they giving you some old, it's like they giving you an old toy. I don't do that shit. I ain't cut from that cloth. Each one teach one. Steel sharp as steel. Yeah. I don't look, keep fun. I ain't gonna sit here and disrespect white women at all, but I got a queen, so get it straight. Oh, my bad. My bad, recovery. My bad, recovery. Now let me see. Now I hate when I do that shit. I hate when I do that shit. Now I gotta go back. Now I gotta go back so I can look at recovery. What he's saying again. I mean, what she's saying. Excuse me. We've all struggled with addiction. Sometimes we hallucinate. Glad you're making it through. Thing is, most people know all this shit. You right, right. And it's no one's job to wake you up, right? Because if you're struggling with addiction, you sleep. That's not nobody's job. They can tell you everything, but they gotta live their life. It's not their job. So that means you gotta kind of find your. You gotta wake up first yourself, and then people will help you. Because most of the shit you already know. It's the clowns losing their minds because they've been living a lie for so long, right? Because if you are struggling with addiction or something like that, and you have been doing it for so long, you probably convince yourself that you're not an addict, and you start to live your fantasy because it's not real. As long as y'all keep wanting to fuck white women, shut the fuck up about racism, clown ass dude. Uh, Now everyone that doesn't take a knee is going to be called. Okay, so I feel where you're coming from, recovery. I feel where you're coming from. I do. Everyone has an opinion, and now when it's okay, everyone wants to take a knee. I ain't taking nothing from Colin Kaepernick because he did that. He's seen a vision. He's seen a vision and stood by it. Hold on. They love us too. It's they men that don't like us. You know it, but you have to accept it. A lot of people can't see it because it's not about caps, about football players now who are in the league and didn't speak up. You know what? It should be. You would think it should be way more people speaking up too, because now it's not limited to just blacks. Now hella white dudes could take a knee that secretly wanted to take a knee, because now just think. Man, I was at that rally, and it was just as many white people and other nationalities as it was black. Matter of fact, it might have been more. It might have been more of them than blacks. So therefore, apply that to the NFL. Before it used to be like only black people with a few supporters, but now, yeah, it ain't limited to just blacks. So therefore, in the NFL, it shouldn't be limited to just blacks, and it should be hella motherfuckers taking a knee. Because when Colin kind of did it, it kind of did look like it was black and white. It did look like it was black and white. So if you was a white dude, you was gonna be frowned upon by maybe not your players, but you were gonna be frowned upon a large group of people, military being one. Yeah. No, I'm on side.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you hand me that speaker that's on top of the couch right there?
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. All right, Ivan the Great, speak your piece, cause you already know this is all opinion. Nate Boyer. You know what? I gotta go back to my principle real quick. Inside, I already told y'all the things that I never debated, and one was sports. The other one was a religion, and the other one was law, and then politics. Steer clear, cause you can. There's no right or no wrong answer. There's no right or no wrong answer. And it's funny. You talk about sacrifice, right? Just this morning, I was having a conversation about sacrifice, and I had to look at myself. Because you when you get to the end of your life, man, you don't want to be like what trying to figure out what your purpose is at the end. Like you want to figure out what's your life's purpose, what's your life's sacrifice, and sometimes it finds you. Sometimes it finds you, and it comes sneaks up on you, and next thing you know, you were immersed in your sacrifice. And for me, the Dirty Nation is my sacrifice. That's my sacrifice. Every time I go live, every story, every content, every view that somebody watch, that's my sacrifice. I don't get paid for this. Not really. Not like you would think. And you know what? Shout out to all the other YouTubers that do it, because guess what? They doing it out of love, so they sacrificing their time. Every time you make somebody smile, every time somebody having a bad day, they see that Dirty Nation pop up, boop, and they know they're gonna get a conversation. Yeah, that's the sacrifice, and that's you do it for the love. I did see that where Snoop said Colin need to be a activist or a ball player. You should be able to do both. They forced him to be an activist. They forced him to be an activist, so it's like shit. He should be able to do both. I admit it'll be hard for him though. It'll be hard for him to play two sports, especially if he ain't a natural. Now, if he a natural activist, then he a natural athlete and he'd be able to do that shit. He might get that. You know what? And this the fucked up part. This the fucked up part. They might give Colin. They might give Colin a job, and he might. They might say, "All right, we're gonna give you a job." They gonna give him a job and sit his ass on the bench, or they might give him a job and force him to start, and he might fuck up. He might not got that thing no more. So, shit. But if he got that thing still, then he need to let they need to let him do both. It was something else too. It was something else, man. Oh, speaking of hanging, they found somebody hanging in Sacramento too. So again, they found somebody hanging in Sacramento, and most likely it was a suicide. So I say this again: suicide ain't cool. If that shit is trending, if it's something that people seeing on the internet that's looking like it's cool to kill yourself in a public place or something like that, man, that shit ain't cool by no means. Think of your family, think of the people that you leaving behind. And look, man, I've tried suicide before. I tried suicide before. I ain't gonna go into why, but I'm gonna say the first time I tried it, they pumped my stomach. No, the first time I tried it, I had to drink charcoal. The next time I tried it, they pumped my stomach. I didn't know. I had never had no tubes down my throat or nothing like that. The third time I tried it, and the last time, man, I fought the nurses, the doctors. Man, they all but jumped me up in that emergency room to force that tube down my throat. And they got me too because at the end the nurse was like, "Open your fucking mouth." And I was like, and they stuck that thing down my throat. Whew. After that, that wasn't cool. But when I look back at what would drive a teenager to that, it ain't easy being a teenager, shit. It ain't. But I say that to say that I'm not immune. I'm not immune. I've been there. And if you're going through that, man, utilize your resources. Everybody has at least one good person around them. Everybody has at least one good person around them. And my inbox is always open. Inbox always open. I respond. I respond. If I don't respond, it probably is hella comments. But mark that motherfucker urgent because I'm responding to all real shit. I ain't leaving nobody hanging because I don't want nobody to leave me hanging. I know that's right. A couple weeks ago, me and my two little homies got murdered. Couldn't wait for you to go live so I could check my mind far away. Man, I feel that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about, Big Bad. A lot to the new generation is looking better so far. A lot in the category. That's what I'm talking about. Man, hey, in a time like this, in my own city right now, In my own city right now, it's a gang war going on. And it's a gang war like no other. Gang war like no other. Look, this gang war right now cracking in Sacramento is so bad. Dude came into the store. I was like, damn, bro. Like, you been walking for hella long. He was like, man, I was on the freeway and somebody started shooting at my car. And that motherfucker was working for a minute and then it just died on me. So I just been walking for hella far, almost home though. I was like, damn, that's crazy. They just shooting up cars on the freeway. And he's like, I ain't even from here. I ain't even from here. I'm from the Bay. They lit this shit up, right? So then what you know, I'm looking at the news and then I see it. 3 cars shot on the freeway in a apparent something. So at this point in Sacramento history, it's a real crazy time. So sometimes I might want to go live, but I can't because I be affected. Like I'm a person that feels. I feel, man. I feel. Sometimes I be feeling like I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders, or I feel the pain of the world. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a regular ass human being, but that shit, man, it's kind of new to me in a sense. This is something new in the last couple of years because I think before then I was probably a protected like ball, but then over time, with being vulnerable with your conglomerates, I mean shit, they get to know you. They know when you're not being yourself. They know when you're not yourself. So sometimes when y'all want me to go consistently live, man, that's what it be. Like I be having to have my mind right before I go live because it's not about me, it's about y'all. Yep. All right, man. Well, look, let me go on and sign out, man. I got work tonight though, but I'll probably go live one more time. You know how it is when I got my medicine. When I got my medicine, I go live more often. Man, I appreciate that, man. And women, I appreciate y'all stopping through, man. Other than that, man, it's been a good live. Stay aware. Check people's psyche often that are around you, and do good things for others. Dirty weather. Go.